Yay Networks.
13 has been my lucky number for a while. Like, it's always a sign of good things to come for me.
This is 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, breaking down every song, every Easter egg, every era, and every theory. Hosted by the biggest Swifties, Nick Adams, Anna Castillejos, Amy Nichols, and Lacey Gee.
Welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. My name's Nick Adams.
I'm Anna.
Amy. And I'm Lacey Gee.
And today is Taylor Allison Swift's birthday.
Woo! Happy birthday to our queen.
Here is the 13 podcast singing happy birthday to Taylor Swift, set to the tune of Shake It Off.
Wait, what?
Let's sing happy birthday,
Okay.
set to Shake It Off.
Have you done this before?
No.
Are we starting from the beginning or
Yeah,
like
are we
the
doing
chorus?
Chorus.
Shake it off. Happy birthday.
Well, the
Happy
player's gonna
birthday.
play,
Oh.
and the haters gonna
Happy
hate.
birthday, day.
Happy birthday, day,
Okay.
Day.
Happy birthday, Taylor Swift.
Thank
To
you.
you and more.
Taylor Swift. Happy birthday.
I'm sorry, I'm
we
a little
love you.
embarrassed
by that performance.
This is so chaotic, but that's what we love about us and Taylor, right? Happy
I hope-
birthday, Taylor.
I hope if there's one episode Taylor Swift ever listens to, it's this one.
Yay!
No, for real though, happy birthday to our queen, our idol, the only Taylor Swift. We are, it's like Taylor Swift has a birthday.
And we
But
have to celebrate.
But I feel like I'm as happy as if it were my birthday. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, Anna, what are you going to get for Taylor's birthday?
Well, isn't it crazy that for Taylor's birthday, she gave us the Eras Tour movie?
So great. I love
Streaming.
it.
Well, for
you
rent.
you can rent it right
Which
now.
I have to assume that eventually you won't have to pay to rent it, right? Like eventually it'll be like on a streaming
I would assume
service
so. It hits somewhere
where
we don't know. I'm sure they
Yeah.
are all in a bidding war for it right now, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, but it's still really awesome that you can watch it from the comfort of your own home if you choose to rent it. And it includes 3 of the 4 songs that she cut. I don't know why there's still one left. It's Cardigan, right?
a deluxe
Well, that's
edition.
for when it hits streaming.
Yeah, I know, to get us to watch again, as if we weren't going to watch again anyway. But anyway, happy birthday, Taylor Swift.
Happy birthday, Taylor.
And so to celebrate Taylor's birthday, we are going to give a present to one of our listeners.
Yeah, we decided to do our own little 13 podcast Swiftmas / Taylor Swift birthday giveaway. We had a really, really wonderful year as a podcast. We had a lot of new listeners. We got a lot of new Swifties that joined us. And so we thought it'd be fun to give something away to somebody that listens to the podcast. So for the last few weeks, we have had a giveaway going on. And all we asked you to do is post our podcast on social media in one way or another and include the hashtag 13podcast Swiftmas.
And we did not talk about this giveaway on social media
On
at all.
on ours, yeah.
On ours. So you have to listen to the podcast to even know what's going on, to even know to post. So whoever is our winner is someone who listens to us. It's not just someone that came across a random contest that has no idea who we are.
Yeah.
And man, our listeners are cool and creative.
Very
Funny.
creative.
Yes, funny. I mean, I have been thoroughly entertained due to this contest. So thank you, everybody who entered and came up with stuff. We've seen confessions, we've seen lobsters, we've seen creative Christmas trees. We have seen it all through this contest. And thank you so much for participating.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who entered. Thank you to everybody that listens to our podcast that knew to enter. And thank you just so much for all the love. I feel like, well, all we asked was for people to share the podcast and include the hashtag, but people took that as an opportunity to really tell us how much this podcast means to them. And so that was really, really heartwarming. So thank you. So we did select a winner at random, just somebody that used the hashtag on one sort of social media. I guess we haven't even said what the.
Are we gonna say
Do we
what
wanna
it is?
say what
Because
it
we
is?
didn't say what it is.
I think it's
we just said we
nice.
got a really Anna got a really great gift from the TaylorSwift.com store.
Yes, I think we should say what. Should we say what it is?
Sure.
I think we should say what it is. I hope that it lives up to the hype. Like, I hope that the people that wanted to enter this contest giveaway are happy with it. I guess I hope that the winner's happy with it. So our winner is a Swiftie named Victoria. Taylor's version. That's in her name, Victoria. Taylor's version. at Swift by Daylight. Thank you so much, Victoria, for listening to our podcast and for entering and for sharing our podcast on social media. We are so excited to gift you a Lover House snow globe.
Yay!
Whoa, congrats.
Congratulations, a hot commodity item.
Yes.
I got one for myself as well.
Those sold out really quick.
Really quick. So, well, they first sold back in the Lover era. And remember Taylor Swift posted that picture of her, like when it has like the snow globe kind of like in the front of the camera and then like she's kind of like right behind it. And it looks so pretty and it's so cool to see Swifties when they get the snow globe, they recreate that photo. So Victoria, I hope when you get the snow globe, you recreate the photo for us and tag us and we would love to see it. But yeah, hot commodity item. And then it returned to the merch store this year as part of the Christmas drop, I believe. The holiday collection. And they sold out so fast. And then they restocked, and I was able to get my hands on. I immediately got one for myself, and I was like, I'm going to get one for one of the podcast listeners. And so I was able to get my hands on a Lover House snow globe for you, Victoria. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. Thank you so much to everybody that listens to this podcast. And we'll do more gifts and giveaways and prizes in 2024.
We couldn't possibly choose a winner out of everybody, so we had to go random.
It had to be random.
Yeah, just had to randomly pick. And thank you to everybody who entered, and we will be doing more fun stuff next year.
And Victoria, please keep an eye out for a DM from me just to get all your information.
Also, I said we will be doing more fun stuff next year, but I think Anna will be doing buying more fun stuff.
We will. We as a podcast will.
Thank you for that, Anna, though.
You're welcome. Warmer, sunnier days are calling, and you can fuel up for them with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So if you only have a few minutes between meetings during the day, or you get home and you're just so hungry but you have no time to cook, Factor is where you should go. They have 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, and you'll always have new flavors to explore. You can crush your wellness goals this May with dietitian approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. And these are delicious. From breakfast to dessert, you can stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. And you can keep kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes, so no shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Enjoy effortless support for your lifestyle. Head to factormeals.com/TaylorSwiftFan50 and use code TaylorSwiftFan50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code TaylorSwiftFan50 at factormeals.com/TaylorSwiftFan50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
So also very big news. By the time you are listening to this podcast, you have heard that Taylor Swift was named Time Magazine's Person of the Year.
Way to go.
As she should be.
A huge 100%. Accomplishment. This is a very big deal. It's someone who has had an impact on the world for the past 12 months.
Yeah.
The person who won it last year was named Time Magazine's Person of the Year was President Zelensky from Ukraine. So they take this very seriously. And the people that she was up against, the finalists that Taylor beat out for this, Barbie, big cultural impact. Trump prosecutors, King Charles, Hollywood strikers, Sam Altman, he's the guy that created ChatGPT, Vladimir Putin, President of China Xi Jinping, and Jerome Powell, who I think has something to do with interest rates and finances and stuff. I could be wrong on that. So this is a very serious, stacked list with people who have huge influence on the entire world.
And Time has always said, because this is the 96th year that they do this, that they do the Person of the Year. And they've always said that it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good person or a bad person, but it's just like somebody that has greatly impacted, it has power and influence over the year. Because like they've done controversial figures before, like political figures, you know, and it's like we're not saying that they're the best person of the year. We're just saying they are the person of the year. But I mean, of course, Taylor had a good influence.
Absolutely. And as they said, quote, if you're skeptical, consider it. How many conversations did you have about Taylor Swift this year? How many times did you see a photo of her while scrolling on your phone? Were you one of the people who made a pilgrimage to a city where she played? Did you buy a ticket to her concert film? Did you double tap an Instagram post or laugh at a tweet or click a headline about her? Did you find yourself humming Cruel Summer while waiting in line at the grocery store? Did a friend confess to you they watched clips of the Eras Tour night after night on TikTok? Or did you? She's such a cultural icon, and she has owned all of this year.
Oh, absolutely. And obviously we're biased because we have a Taylor Swift fan podcast, but the truth is, regardless of if you're a fan or not, you cannot deny the absolute impacts that Taylor had this year. I mean, everything that you just named, right? It's just like people would get so annoyed with us as Swifties because Taylor was just constantly making headlines, breaking records, releasing music, like things like that. And it's like, it doesn't matter if you don't like her, if you don't like her music, you cannot deny the absolute influence that she had this year. And I saw somebody kind of talking about how, Beyonce also had a really great year this year. And even Taylor talks about the Renaissance tour, like in the article. And it's like, yes, Beyonce had a fantastic, fabulous year. And somebody said, if Beyonce would have had her year that she had this year, last year, she could have been Person of the Year last year. But if you're just looking at just everything with like the impact, because the Renaissance tour is so fantastic. I just watched the movie last night, Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, and I was absolutely blown away. But then you also kind of just take Taylor, not just from touring, but Taylor's versions, the albums that she put out, the social media impacts, the NFL impact, like everything of the sort. And it's like, it's nothing against Beyonce. She had a fantastic year, but that's a big conversation that I've seen happening a lot.
And what I think Taylor has been doing is she's been moving the conversation about what she's doing with the re-recordings. It's not just about music anymore, it's about business. So even people that don't care about music, that don't care about pop stars, they're interested to see what she's doing in the world of business and contracts and laws and how she is going to have ripple effects for decades to come for what she's doing now.
Record labels are now including clauses because Taylor beat the system. Taylor made her own system, and now they're including that in upcoming record contracts that you can't do that anymore. They're trying to beat new artists to the punch because of Taylor Swift.
And to go back to talking about her touring, just some new stats just came out recently from Polestar, their 2023 year-end charts. They believe that, looking at all the data, that Taylor's The Eras Tour is the first tour ever to gross over $1 billion, $1.04 billion. 1.35 million tickets were sold, 60 tour dates. She brought in over $200 million in merch sales. Her movie of the Eras Tour has grossed approximately $250 million in sales, making it the highest grossing concert film of all time. So, yeah, she's had a big impact.
Yeah.
And talk about those covers.
Oh my God, which one is everybody's favorite?
I like the one with the cat.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I do kind of like the one where she's got like her arms lifted over her head.
Yeah.
That one's nice.
Yeah. Did you guys order any of them?
I've been trying to look for them in stores. I went to 2 different places the day that it came out, and they didn't have any.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to be like on shelves for like another week.
Okay.
I just went ahead and ordered my copies online.
Like time.com?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can order from the, and something cool that Time does, I saw, is and they don't have Taylor's cover out yet, but on their website you can also buy like framed prints.
Oh, cool.
I ordered just the like actual magazines, and I was gonna frame the cover anyway, but you can actually order like just the image to frame and not like the entire magazine. So
Very cool.
So that's pretty cool. I ordered all 3.
Of course. You have to.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's Person of the Year. Of course, I'm gonna order all 3.
3?
3?
3?
Did you say 3? But yeah, I think the one with Benjamin is my favorite as well. And that was the first one that I saw out of all of them. So maybe that's also partly why it's my favorite, because it was like the first one that I saw and I was like, oh my God.
Besides the cat, what's the first thing everybody thought whenever you saw these covers?
Reputation.
Yeah, it's definitely hinting at Reputation. A lot of black, the way her hair is.
The
Natural
styling.
curly hair.
Yeah.
She's got the bangs pulled back in some.
Mm-hmm.
It's all Reputation. Also interesting, she only drops Reputation in this article. She doesn't talk about any other era at all.
Well, the article does, but not her like as a quote.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite photo, not good because it's not a cover, but it's the one that's included in the article, is the one that is, I think, the most reputation, where she kind of has like her hair kind of covering her face.
Yeah.
And she has like the thick black eyeliner.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to put that photo in black and white and put like Reputation Taylor's version on it. And I feel like that could be the album cover.
It could. I mean, she has teased us before, like with Red. We saw some of those pictures before we knew what the cover was.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
And there's so many different, we're going to be talking about this Time Magazine article for a very long time because it's a long one. There's a lot to digest. I'm sure there's so many Easter eggs in there that we can't even wrap our heads around yet. But there's just so many fun little anecdotes, whether it's about how long she and Travis had been dating. What I loved was when she was talking about training for the Eras Tour. 'Cause that's something that we've talked about for so long because this is over a 3-hour-long set in high heels. She's singing and dancing the entire time. She has to train like an athlete. I mean, there's no other way to go about it. And she said in the article, she said, I knew this tour was going to be harder than anything I'd ever done before by a long shot. I finally, for the very first time, physically prepared correctly. So she would run and sing on a treadmill the entire set list.
Yeah. That's nuts.
That's unbelievable. That's so hard.
We should try
it. For one podcast, get 4 treadmills and run. Like, I want to know, okay, out of 10 speeds on the treadmill, like, was she at like a 4? Like, was she actually, surely she wasn't sprinting for 3 hours.
I mean,
so
she said for the slow ones, she jogged and fast walked.
But I'm
so
still
I
like,
think you have to be like
running
faster than jogging.
I mean,
is
so we're
a
at
run.
like minimum a 6 on that treadmill out of 10 to run? I would think a 3 or 4 would be a jog.
But she has to because, I mean, she's proved that like her
Endurance.
breath control. Yeah. And like she really, it's unbelievable. That's nuts.
She also said that she stopped drinking alcohol for the show, you know, like to prepare for the show, which is an interesting choice.
The
Good
frat
for her.
guy comment was so funny.
Frat guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And which is also, I love knowing that. And then because the Eras Tour shows are on the weekends and we would see her like during the weeks, like going into a recording studio or going to dinner with her friends or like whatever. But knowing that she was sober that whole time. And then when she had that last U.S. show in L.A. and as soon as she's walking off the stage, she has a glass of wine in her hand. That must have been the most rewarding glass of wine ever. Like all that hard work, no alcohol. Like, oh my gosh, that must have just been so incredible.
Well, I mean, there was the MTV Awards, so you know why she was getting a little crazy there.
Oh, I
she
forgot
was getting
about
a little
that.
silly, and there's a camera on her the whole night, and she's singing and dancing to everyone. And Tree is switching out her vodka sodas for water, and you could see why she was having a good time.
That's awesome.
Her tolerance was down.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, she said that when she wasn't touring, she called those dead days. She said she wouldn't do anything except for get out of bed and get food. She said, it's a dream scenario. I can barely speak because I've been singing for 3 shows straight. Every time I take a step, my feet go crunch, crunch, crunch from dancing in heels. But it's the most fulfilled I've ever felt.
Yeah. And she said that like on stage before, right? That this is like the happiest she's been.
Well, she also said, this is the proudest and happiest I've ever felt and most creatively fulfilled and free I've ever been. Ultimately, we can convolute it all we want or try to overcomplicate it, but there's only one question. Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
I love that.
Are you not entertained? That's the way she did it, right?
Yeah. Because it was italicized. Yeah. I mean, and it's true. I feel like we've lived a billion lives since the start of the Eras Tour.
For sure.
And hopefully we can live a billion more because fingers crossed we get to see her again next year.
I know. We're manifesting. Truly, truly manifesting. Summer is right around the corner and we love to have fun, but we're all really well aware that it can get expensive. And when you have financial goals, you need to decide what's worth it. A Chime checking account helps you reach your financial goals while still enjoying your summer. Are you traveling at all this summer? Maybe to hit up another Eras Tour date? And look, sometimes you know that you don't mean to overdraft, but it just happens when things start to add up. And Chime allows you to overdraft up to $200 with no fees, which at times can be a total game changer. You can set up your direct deposit with your Chime account and you'll be notified to enroll in SpotMe. Live it up this summer and make progress towards your financial goals with Chime. Open your bank account in minutes at chime.com/Taylor Swift fan. That's chime.com/Taylor Swift fan. Chime feels like progress. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members. FDIC. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in SpotMe and are subject to monthly limits. Terms and conditions apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details.
So I do have to talk about what she said in regards to football. First off, she said her and Travis Kelce were already dating. It would be ludicrous to think that they went on their first date out in public in front of people.
And we kind of thought that, though, didn't we? Like, that they must have already been hanging out.
Because that was just such a public show for her to show up to the football games. But football fans, I guess, are not necessarily thrilled with how much the NFL is focusing on her. And she admitted that she's sensitive to the attention that they put on her when she shows up. She said, I'm there to support Travis. I have no awareness of if I'm being shown too much and pissing off a few dads, brads, and chads. And she did say football is awesome, it turns out. I've been missing out my whole life. So she kind of makes me want to watch football. I don't know. I'm not committing to it. I'm not saying I'm going to. But for her to say football is awesome makes me think football could be awesome for me as well.
I mean, I have probably watched the most football this year than I have in my entire life. Like actively, not just like sitting in the same room as Ryan when he watches. Because I want to see Travis. I want to support Travis.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we get into what she said about Kimye?
Yes.
Do we get into that? Okay, so they start to ask her about a lot of the highs and lows in her career, and of course, it goes to the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. That's where it starts, this, I don't know, rivalry? I don't know what it is, this feud between her and Kanye, and then eventually Kim gets involved, right? And she starts talking about the 2016 phone call, where Kanye asked for Taylor's permission to drop her name a few times in his song called Famous, and Kanye and Kim released this video that was very clearly edited, and Taylor came back and said, no, that's not the conversation we had. Kim calls Taylor a snake. It goes back and forth. Taylor felt like her entire career had been taken from her. Mm-hmm. And Taylor said in the article, she said, quote, you have a fully manufactured frame job in an illegally recorded phone call, which Kim Kardashian edited and then put out to say to everyone that I was a liar. That took me down psychologically to a place I've never been before. I moved to a foreign country. I didn't leave a rental house for over a year. I was afraid to get on phone calls. I pushed away most people in my life because I didn't trust anyone anymore. I went down really, really hard. And I've been seeing on social media people reposting the unedited phone call. So I've been rewatching that phone call again. And of course, the Taylor Swift defender, you can clearly hear in her voice that she's not into this idea, but she's just being nice and kind of saying yes, almost not against her will, and several times she's like, well, I don't know what to say at this point. Kanye's like, is that okay? Are you cool with that? And she's like, I guess.
Yeah.
What am I going to do now?
Because she doesn't want to be the bitch.
Right. No matter what she does, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly.
And Kanye's like, oh, this is great. And then this gets edited and here we are.
And the
then
thing was like,
a few years later, the unedited comes out and she was clearly telling the truth the whole time.
Because what she was telling the truth about was that she did not give Kanye permission to use the lyric, I made that bitch famous.
Correct.
It's like she did say that he could use her name, but not call her a bitch.
Right.
That's what it was specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Kim edited to make it look like she was lying.
And she was fine with Kanye saying that he slept with her and that he made her famous. She was fine with that. It's the word bitch that she objected to. That's
what really, really bothered her. And that's where we famously got the quote from her where she was like, I would like to be excluded from this narrative, one that I have not asked to be a part of since 2009. That was like her statement that followed after that. And it was during that time, that's when Tree stepped in and even like tweeted at Kim being like, you very clearly are fabricating lies. because we talked about recently about how Tree doesn't publicly step in unless it's like a big deal, because that happened recently against Dumois. And it kind of got brought up because we were like, the last time she did that was against Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
And to this day, Kim hasn't at least publicly apologized.
Mm-hmm.
She's made attempts of
She wants people to forget.
like an olive branch, right. Like, I'm cool with Taylor Swift. I listen to her music, but
Yeah.
she's never apologized.
Yeah. And that's always really bothered me. Like, I got really annoyed when she used a Taylor Swift song in her Instagram story. So I was like, no, you can't just brush it under the rug. Like, you absolutely destroyed this woman's self-esteem. Like, she felt like her career was taken from her, like she said in the article. And I will say, though, because when this all happened in 2016, the day that phone call, that's when there was like that hashtag, the Taylor Swift is over party. And that's when thousands and thousands of people started flooding Taylor's social media accounts with snake emojis until she deactivated her accounts. However, now that Taylor brought it up in the article, I've noticed that a lot of fans have been spamming Kim's Instagram with snake emojis, and that's not cool.
No.
Because that just completely goes against, like, the reason that we're upset that Kim did all of this is because we know where it took Taylor. So it's like we're not gonna do that exact same thing to Kim. It's like, yeah, you don't have to follow her, you don't have to support her, but you don't have to spam her comments with snake emojis. That's like, that completely defeats the purpose.
We know that Taylor doesn't have to forgive and forget. And the fact that she mentioned this is very telling because she chose to talk about how much this affected her.
Well, it's so pivotal.
Yeah. And I think that really does reveal a lot about how much this truly affected her and took her down. I mean, she says it herself time and time again, but it was really interesting to read that in the Time magazine that she's specifically calling her out. Said it was a career death. Make no mistake, my career was taken away from me. You have a fully manufactured frame job and an illegally recorded phone call, which Kim Kardashian edited and then put out to say to everyone that I was a liar. That took me down psychologically to a place I've never been before. I moved to a foreign country. I didn't leave a rental for a year. I was afraid to get on phone calls. I pushed away the most important people in my life because I didn't trust anyone anymore. I went down really, really hard. And that's just so sad. You don't trust anybody. You don't even want to get on the phone because you're afraid someone's going to twist what you say.
And you also have to remember that this came at a time when Taylor's career was at its highest point at that time. She had just won Album of the Year for the second time a few years before this, and she was gearing up to record and release other music. This happens, she has to scrap it. And because everyone's calling her a liar, they hate her. She's at the top of the mountain, and they're just knocking her down. And, it is funny that Kim is the one who's trying to be a lawyer. I looked it up. In California, all parties must agree to their consent to be recorded on any phone call, regardless of confidentiality. So it's illegal. What they did truly was illegal.
I do wonder why
for them to do and to release it.
I wonder if she ever tried to sue them.
I'm sure she could.
I wonder why she didn't. I do think that one of my favorite parts of the article was, because the whole thing, obviously, like we were saying, it spans the good and the bad of her career, the ups and the downs. And when she was talking about all of that with like the Reputation, Kim and Kanye, and all of that, I love how at the end of it, the person that's writing the article says, like, Swift has told me a story about redemption, about rising and falling only to rise again, a hero's journey. I do not say to her in our conversation that it did not always look that way from the outside. That, for example, when Reputation's lead single, Look What You Made Me Do, reached #1 on the charts, or when her album sold 1.3 million albums in the first week, she did not look like someone whose career had died. She looked like a superstar who was mining her personal experience, as successful as ever. I was tempted to say this, but then I think, who am I to challenge it if that's how she felt?
Right.
And I love that because I feel like, especially like Taylor's a good example of someone that can be so successful that people are like, oh, cry me a river, like your feelings got hurt. But it's like, no, like just like he says, like, who am I to challenge if that's how she felt? And so I really, really loved that part of the article, personally.
And she loved that he wrote such an excellent piece. I mean, she thanked him.
She did admit that fame is a seesaw. Nothing is permanent, she said. So I'm very careful to be grateful every second I get to be doing this at this level because I've had it taken away from me before. There is one thing I've learned. My response to anything that happens, good or bad, to keep making things, keep making art. But I've also learned there's no point in actively trying to quote, unquote, defeat your enemies, she said. Trash takes itself out every single time.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. We discussed in this episode talking about bullying, talking about depression, talking about just the toll that people, rumors, life can put on you. And if you're feeling any kind of way about that, we would suggest that you talk to our friends at BetterHelp.
Especially during the holidays. The holidays are obviously marketed as a really happy time, right? But for a lot of people, the holidays can also be a really dark time, whether you don't have a good relationship with your family, whether you just feel like more alone during the holiday season. Talking to someone at BetterHelp can be a great resource for you.
I felt myself being hit harder this year than normal. Just seasonal depression, just not really feeling it, not sure why. And that's why I've reached out to my therapist and we've had some in-depth conversations about it. And it's always very helpful for me to be able to talk problems out to somebody and use her as my sounding board. And she tells me, it's okay. It's okay. You're not alone.
And to also learn positive coping skills. I find myself using skills that I learned from therapy from like earlier this year, and I catch myself doing it now when, like you said, like seasonal depression kicks in and I have conversations with my friends and I'm like, oh my gosh, I talked to my therapist about this, and then realized that it was actually months ago that I had that conversation, but it still applies. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
In the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/TaylorSwiftFan today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TaylorSwiftFan.
She did mention in this Time Magazine article, it's not lost on me that the two great catalysts for this happening were two horrendous things that happened to me, because she's just talking about the revenge and how she's been catapulted for her actions taken against other people, pretty much. She said, this is where the story takes a turn. The first was getting canceled within an inch of my life and sanity. The second was me having my life's work taken away from me by someone who hates me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she went about with her re-recordings. That's why she's changed the whole music industry and has made such an impact and keeps giving us her re-recorded albums and her vault tracks over and over and over again.
Did you guys also see the artwork that was commissioned?
Yeah, and it was made of a bunch of little tiny, what were they? Were they like
beads of some
beads
sort?
Or buttons? Or
yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and it's of Taylor Swift, and there's so many little Easter eggs and like references to her career and her fans. It was really cool.
It was really cool. It was almost like an I Spy.
It was.
You know,
Totally.
I was like zooming in, looking in every corner, trying to identify everything. Because I think that they said that there was like over 30 Easter eggs in it, which is really cool because, well, Easter eggs I feel like can refer to, like we talk about how she does Easter eggs referring to things that she's going to do in the future, you know, like hinting at upcoming music, things like that. But Easter eggs can also just be references in general. So I think this was just covered in, I mean, it had like song lyrics and friendship bracelets and 13 and a guitar and a scarf and a piano. And it was really, really, really cool. Like what a cool piece of art.
And people were speculating December 7th for a rep announcement or rep something, because that came up in that picture. And December 7th did come and go with yet again no Reputation announced just yet. But it is interesting that December 7th was whenever she started Reputation on her Instagram way back when, 2017. And Nicholas, there is speculation. Two things that reminds me of you.
Oh.
There's speculation on December 15th that something rep could happen. The reason I think of you for that is because it's Wear Your Pearls Day, National Wear Your Pearls.
I don't get it.
Because whenever you say vulgar, it's like you're clutching your pearls.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
What do pearls have to do with Reputation?
Nothing. No, nothing. She is, whenever she's in the bathtub, isn't she like holding, I know she's got a bunch of diamonds, but doesn't she have pearls as well?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Also, our girl Nikki King on TikTok thinks Reputation is coming out on your birthday, Nicholas.
2/16. I did see somebody post, maybe it was Nikki. I don't remember the whole convoluted theory about it, but do you remember why she said it was February 16th?
Because they added up all kind of stuff, and
numbers?
it came to this all based on this picture.
It has something to do with her tour in overseas somewhere. Like
Tokyo.
Yeah. Something in Tokyo, like the last night she'll drop it or announce it or something like that.
I don't know. The math was mathing. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. I just caught up on that on TikTok, not very well. But Nikki King has a great breakdown of that.
Well, can we also talk about Taylor's Instagram caption?
Yes.
For the Time Magazine posts?
Yeah, she did three posts because she did all of the covers. And hold on. So for the first one that she posted, it's the one with the cat, and the caption is, Time Magazine, we'd like to name you person of the year. Me, can I bring my cat?
Love it.
Love it, but it's in the same format from when she announced Reputation Stadium Tour was going to be on Netflix.
Oh.
She kind of did like the same
Someone
format,
said something.
like format of a joke where it was like Netflix, like, oh, we want to, do your Reputation, and then it was like me, like, can you make me look like a villain? Or like something along those lines, but it's in the same format. And then in her second caption,
She chopped off her eyes.
what?
Whenever you see the whole profile,
Oh, when you're
it
looking
chopped
at
off
the Instagram
top
grid.
Of her head.
Oh, when
it
you
made me so sad.
Oh, well, that's not her fault.
It's not her fault.
That's Instagram's fault.
Come on, Mark Zuckerberg. Can you change this for Taylor?
So in that caption, she's basically thanking everybody for, the people that styled it, photographers, hair, nails, the person that wrote it, all of that. And then in the last one, this is the one that we have to talk about. So in the final one, it's the one where she has her arms up. She said, Sam Lansky has such a wondrous way with words, and I've loved reading his pieces for over a decade. If you've ever been around him, you know he's the best type of person. Curious, interested, hilarious, intriguing, and intrigued. I have trust issues.
Right. What is that?
Yeah, so she's capitalizing a bunch of different letters.
RSSSS.
So Reputation and then
Oh,
that's what I thought.
okay. Well, I figured the snakes.
R.
I
For
figured the
Reputation.
snakes,
Like,
but Reputation.
But I think
Okay.
she could also just be like wanting to say like I have trust issues, like
It's like I'm a robot.
like no, like kind of like that SpongeBob
Like
meme.
the SpongeBob meme.
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
SpongeBob meme.
Oh,
I know what you're talking
You know
about.
what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
Where you're capitalizing every other letter and
it's,
you're like,
yeah, it's kind of like I don't
Okay.
know what word to use to
Yeah, I don't
describe
know.
it.
like
It's
you're
not like mocking.
Yeah,
it's
you're kinda like
unstable
mocking.
ground.
no.
no, it has nothing to do with movement. You're
Okay,
just like,
it's kind of like
so you went to the store?
yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like a
I
mocking.
need the meme. Okay.
I don't know how to explain it.
I
It's
got
it's
it.
like a
I understand. I got this.
like a very like I feel like I do that sometimes when I'll like text my friends like sarcastically almost.
Yeah.
Like like I'll be like, "Oh, do you want to go to happy hour today because it's half off wine?" But it's like random letters capital. I don't know how to explain it. It's just very millennial, I guess. It's like it's just
So yeah,
Meme-y.
it's there's a meme. It's SpongeBob, and he's just like looking really goofy, and like in just one meme, it says, "Mom, I thought I told you to clean your room." Me, I thought I told you to clean your room.
okay.
almost like if people have made fun of her for having trust issues before. So she's like, I
Got
have
it.
trust issues.
You guys keep explaining. I got this.
Okay.
I can
I'm trying to explain it to myself.
I can really relate to this one. It's SpongeBob saying, "I can't absorb information from audiobooks."
You guys, I totally get what you're saying.
You didn't use it
Oh,
properly.
jeez.
That's not
Amy,
it. That's
calm
not it. Or
Calm down. Calm down.
or it could be R for Reputation and S for Snake. I did see somebody because everybody's like, "What does the RSSSS mean?" And somebody said, "Revermore Songs on Studio Sessions." Revermore
Song,
like Long Pond, but Son Studio Sessions.
Well, the
But-
RSS. The RSS? What's the RSS?
RSSS.
Oh, I know, but
There's a RSS feed.
for podcasts.
That's true.
It's a nod to us.
Maybe she's talking about stocks because RSSS is the NASDAQ code for Research Solutions Incorporated. Ooh, it's down 6% today. Sorry, Taylor.
But will it be up 13% on February 16th?
Maybe.
Another thing, though, was could it be possible that maybe one of the Reputation vault tracks is titled Trust Issues?
Oh.
Ooh.
That could be cool.
That'd be a good vault track name
That
for
could
sure.
be cool. And then I saw other people talking about vault track titles because on that art piece, the one with all the beads and stuff, there's like a few letters that are just standalone letters. Did you guys see that?
I didn't see them all.
It's just standalone letters, and people put it together to unscramble them. And I think the most likely is that it spells out "prove it," kind of like in The Cruel Summer. She's like, "Do you know the words to this bridge? Prove it." I'm young in the back of the car. But people are saying maybe that could also be a title for a Reputation vault track.
Very
Prove
nice.
it.
Also, she did say these vault tracks are fire.
I know. Oh my God.
So excited about Reputation TV. There was also a nod to TS11 in that art piece. Someone else discovered it, not me. I did not do a deep dive into it. I like to sit back and see what other people have found. And that was
And
something that
report.
came up. Yes.
Do you know what it was, though?
Unclear. Unclear, but there was I want to say if you shifted letters around or something, it was TS11.
And she says in her caption, I was blown away to see quotes from people I adore and admire like Stevie Nicks, Greta Gerwig, Shonda Rhimes, Phoebe Bridgers, Natalie Maines, Kenny Chesney, and Lucian Grange. So I mean, that was a surprise, I think, right? So she was really just blessed to hear all those people that she loved said such wonderful things about her.
And there was 2 Swifties.
Right.
That were mentioned in there. That's so cool.
And I do really like one of the Swifties, her name was McCall, and she discussed talking about Taylor's romantic life, because this is something that we've always argued ourselves. She was asked about her romantic life, and she said, it's a disservice to her to focus on that stuff. She's so good at making her personal experience relate to millions of people. When I listen to her songs, I think about what I've been through, not what she's been through.
Yeah.
Because it has been said that Taylor just writes about her ex-boyfriends and look at now she's got a new album that's going to be coming out because she's dating Travis Kelce. So people want to say that's going to give her a lot to write about in her next breakup album. And it's like, can't she just live? Like,
Right.
Look at all the albums that she put out while she was in a happy relationship.
Well, people love her stuff because it's relatable.
Mm-hmm.
They can put themselves in that position.
Exactly. And I do love that the two Swifties that were interviewed, it was at the Eras Tour movie premiere where they got asked that, which I think is an extra level of you're at the movie premiere for her Eras Tour and the Swiftie gets asked about Taylor's love life. And in that moment to be like, no, we're here to celebrate Taylor. I think that's just like an extra added layer of why that response was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, so they've known this for that long? Who the person of the year is going to be?
I think they might do like interviews
Some
throughout the year with
preliminary
several
research.
people. Yeah.
Because they clearly have to spend a lot of time. Like this
Yeah.
wasn't written overnight, and people act like it was. By the way, because it's like they released the shortlist, and I think they released the shortlist to get people excited because they know that it's going to be somebody announced the next day. I think it's just kind of like a PR move to get people to start talking about it before it's announced. But people online were acting like it was like a fan voted thing.
Right.
It was like
It's
the
not.
shortlist was out. People voted. Oh, I went to Taylor Swift. And like, obviously it's all the haters, but they see Taylor Swift as person of the year and they think it was written overnight.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, if you even just look, there was a clear photo shoot that took place. You read the article, it spans throughout the whole year. Like, it's just, this obviously takes months of work. And it's annoying to me that people just don't have common sense sometimes. I'm talking about the haters.
Yeah. Anna just called y'all dumb. That's what she did. She called y'all dumb.
I don't think the haters are listening, guys.
Yeah, I don't think so. Unless maybe there's some haters that like hate listen.
Yeah, if you hate listen, let us know. All the ways to contact us are in the description of this podcast. I really do want to know. Critique us. I'll read it.
Send it to Nick. Don't send it to the
No,
podcast
I don't
account
wanna
because
hear
then I'll
it.
read it and I don't
I'll
want to
read
read
it.
that. Send it to Nick.
You know, I've always said sometimes haters can be right. Sometimes they can't.
Ouch.
Sometimes they can't.
Not ours.
Well, like if they want to critique me,
Then
whatever bothers them, like they might be right.
Okay.
They might be right.
Don't-
Maybe it'll help me improve myself.
As long as it's constructive criticism.
Sure.
Yeah. If there's something you hate about me, don't tell me.
Yeah.
'Cause
If
that
I don't
would-
like it, I'm gonna go away for a year, wear all black, come back with a fire podcast. I'm gonna call it Reputation Nick's version. That's what's gonna happen.
I can't wait for that.
I do want to say that once again, Taylor Swift does mention Kelly Clarkson
Oh yeah.
in her re-recording process, which I just think is spectacular because Taylor doesn't let people go unnoticed, even if it's Kelly Clarkson, even if it's her band that's backing her during the Eras tour. Taylor loves to give credit where credit is due and to acknowledge everybody. And when discussing the re-recording process, she said, I'd run into Kelly Clarkson and she would go, just redo it. My dad kept telling me to do it too. I'd look at them and go, how can I possibly do that? No one wants to redo their homework if on the way to school, the wind blows your book report away. And she said that her strategy for all this was just a coping mechanism. She said, it's how you deal with loss. I respond to extreme pain with defiance. And I do kind of take that as how she responds to haters too. Like you think I can't do this? Watch.
So it has obviously been an incredible year for Taylor. I mean, she was named the 2023 Person of the Year for a reason. So I actually compiled a list of Taylor's accomplishments in 2023 alone.
Let's sit back. This is going to take a while.
Yes. This is just for this year, which is insane to think about. I have about 3 pages.
Wow.
Starting in March of this year, that's when Taylor embarked on the Eras tour, saw unprecedented demand. It is expected to become the highest grossing tour in history as it continues into 2024. Even the opening night, the first night of Taylor Swift's Eras tour in Glendale, Arizona, set the record for the most attended U.S. concert by a female artist with a crowd of 69,000 people. And that was just the first show, but I think she's expected to play even bigger stadiums in some of the Europe dates or abroad. So that record will be once again broken by her. In July, that's when she released Speak Now Taylor's version. It became her 12th album to top the Billboard 200 chart and made her the woman with the most #1 albums in Billboard history.
Wow.
She became the first female artist and second living artist to have 4 albums on Billboard's top 10 list at the same time. So it was Speak Now, Midnights, Lover, and Folklore at the time. The New York Times even said, the way that radio is these days and the way that music is distributed with streaming, I don't think there's anyone in this era that could do this, referring to Taylor. Additionally, she also set the record for most albums by female artists to chart on the Billboard 200 in a single week with 11 albums. According to Billboard, since 1963, Prince and the Beatles are the only other artists who have charted albums simultaneously. Spotify said that Speak Now Taylor's version was the most streamed country album in a single day in its history, as well as the most streamed album in a day of 2023 so far. At that point. Spoiler alert for later. Also, after the release of Speak Now Taylor's version, 3 of her songs occupied the Billboard's Hot 100 top 10 at once. I Can See You, Cruel Summer, and Karma. Billboard said that this made her the first woman ever to simultaneously top 10s from 3 of her own albums. No act has ever achieved this other than the Beatles. And then fast forward to October. That's when the Eras Tour movie opened in theaters, making $92 million in its opening weekend, $245 million total gross, becoming the highest grossing concert film of all time. Also in October, that's when we got 1989, Taylor's version, her 4th re-recorded album and 6th release to sell more than 1 million copies in its first week. Forbes estimated that Taylor Swift's net worth was about $1.1 billion at that point, making her the first billionaire to make the cut solely based on music sales and performances.
Wow.
Let's go.
Amazing.
1989 Taylor's version surpassed the 2014 first week sales of 1989, making it the first Taylor's version to get a bigger debut than its original. I have a feeling that maybe Reputation will beat its own record too, but we'll see.
Maybe.
On October 27th, Taylor Swift became the most streamed artist in a single day in Spotify history, breaking her own record.
Nice.
And 1989 Taylor's version became Spotify's most streamed album in a single day of 2023. They also put so far. The year's not over.
Mm-hmm.
November 28th, that's when she was named the most streamed artist of 2023 by Spotify and Apple Music, taking the title from Bad Bunny, who had that previous years. And then December 5th, Forbes names Swift the 5th most powerful woman in the world and the most powerful woman in the entertainment industry, citing her tour and how it boosted the U.S. economy by more than $5 billion. December 6th, that's when Time Magazine named her as the 2023 Person of the Year, also citing her billionaire status and her pop culture dominance. In 2023, Taylor spent 7 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, which this is the chart that has all of the genres. So Antihero was there for 2 weeks in January. Cruel Summer, a 4-year-old song, was there for 4 weeks, and then Is It Over Now when 1989 came out. And then Cruel Summer came back. So the song Is It Over Now topped the Hot 100 after the release of 1989 Taylor's version in November, displacing Cruel Summer, which returned to number 1 the following week, making her the second artist and the first woman to replace herself at the top twice in a row. This year, we also got a lot of college courses to be taught about Taylor and her music, her impact, her marketing strategies, her lyrics, you name it, at universities like Harvard, University of Texas, Stanford, and Bentley. In the sports world, her high-profile romance with Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce brought new viewers to football games, and sales of Travis's jerseys jumped 400% in one day. The game that she attended, the first game that she attended for the Chiefs, was also the most watched game since the Super Bowl. According to Billboard, Taylor is the only woman to chart a new number 1 album on the Billboard 200 in 5 consecutive calendar years. In 2019, it was Lover, 2020 Folklore, 2021 Folklore and Evermore, 2021 Fearless Taylor's version and Red Taylor's version, 2022 Midnights, and then 2023 was Speak Now and 1989. And then the last little thing that I have here is that Swift also became the only act to have 9 records sell 500,000 copies in 1 week in the U.S. since at least 1991 when they started tracking sales.
Whew.
Isn't that insane? And the thing is, I could probably find more.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure I could find more when it comes to like stats and streaming and things like that, but it is really cool. If you actually just Google Taylor Swift accomplishments 2023, like there's just lists and lists and articles, and it's incredible. It's nuts.
And that's only this year.
That's only this year.
Yeah. That's so incredible.
It's insane that she's at the top of her game while simultaneously just continuing to climb. Like she's unbelievable. She's unstoppable, and
she's unbeatable.
Unbeatable. The only competition is herself at this point.
All right. Well, I think that does it for this episode of 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. So congrats to Taylor Swift on a great year, and congrats to our listener for getting the Lover Snow Globe.
Yes.
And happy birthday to Taylor.
Yes. All right. So that's all we have for you today. So join us next time. We're going to take a little break from breaking down Taylor Swift music, and we're going to break down a Travis Kelce song.
Thanks for listening to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Subscribe for free and leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.